WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents
27 seconds remaining. They get onside. They do work it to Brown. Now to Bell. He shoots and a pad save. Bell again with it. He waits in front. A backhander. Kovacic. Shot safe. Rebound. Bell. Score! Score by Bell!
Missouri State University Ice Hockey.
2-on-1. Here's Saunders with Lounder. To Lounder. He shoots. He scores! I'm going to do it, Dan. I'm going to interview every Ice Bears player. The two we interviewed today have scored goals. And Chad Lounder gets his first goal with Missouri State this season.
Good defensive play
by the Ice Bears, and they steal it again. They have a 2-on-1 in front to Barrett. Score!
With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from Mediacom Ice Park and the Stan Melton Ice Arena. And I knew I was going to do that again. It is the Jordan Valley Ice Park and the Stan Melton Ice Arena. It is Game 2 between Missouri State and the University of Colorado. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with Dan and Dan Dowell joining us. Dan, how are you? Let's see if we can get your mic up there. No, I think we've lost it. So tell you what, we're going to get you a headset. We're going to just do it that way, the old-fashioned way, and get you up there. There we go. Dan Dale, how are you?
This is how I remember doing it back in the day.
Yeah, that's the correct way to start doing it now. But you are our cameraman today, and I am. I appreciate you joining us for that. You know, it's kind of tough when you're a one-man band, at least at this point, and you're trying to play all the instruments and it's just not working.
Yeah, and well, I mean, this is the first time in a while that I'm doing this. It's nice to, it's nice to be back, and like you said, realizing how much work this goes into this stuff it's not easy.
Yeah, it is. If I had 20 people, this would be a much better broadcast. But that's
exactly
beyond the point. But what it might be is a much better game. That's what the University of Colorado is hoping for. Yesterday, the Buffaloes lost for just the second time to Missouri State, lifetime against the Ice Bears. They are 10-2, but not yesterday after a 4-3 victory for Missouri State. And Dan, the Buffaloes have had it kind of tough in the league all of a sudden.
It doesn't help that their that their schedule to kick off the season has been against ranked opponents, starting off the season with, at the time, I believe was number 11 UNLV, going up against Midland later in the year, having to face Minot State at home, and then Missouri State being a top 15 team as well. They haven't had the luck with their scheduling, but I'm sure at this point they still have that fire to get their first win of the year.
And if they're going to do it, it will be with the same goaltender in net, and that will be Grant Payne, actually the senior out of Colorado Springs. He's 0-6 on the season, a 5.36 goals against average, an .830 save percentage. But as you mentioned, against top teams, and there have been some crazy scores against Colorado that has happened. Their closest game, besides yesterday's 4-3 victory, was the the Ice Bears 4-3 victory and a loss for Colorado, but the 2-1 game to open the season against UNLV, and that's really been it. It's been kind of tough for them down the stretch.
Yeah, and usually it's the first game jitters. We saw it with Missouri State. You kind of offensively, you're either going to score a lot or you're going to score a little. In the case of Colorado and UNLV, it was a low-scoring game, but they are looking to turn that around and hopefully bounce back to tonight.
For Missouri State, it's going to be a little different lineup tonight. The Ice Bears are without their leading scorer, Nikita Salnikov. 6 goals, 2 assists for him. And you noticed this, I noticed it, but didn't say anything because I was hoping he was going to come out for the third period. But after his goal, he kind of skated off and didn't come back. And Salnikov, right now, it's kind of a knee issue. We're going to get it looked at. So the safest thing, don't let him play right now. And unfortunately, they're going to be without him on the top line. So what's that going to do? That's going to break up the B line, like I used to call it, or still call it, O'Brien, Bratton, and Barrett. What's going to happen is O'Brien will move the blue line to the top line with Bell and Cooley. Rubin, Bratton, and Kelly will make up the second line. Barrett, Maddie, and Lohman for the third line, and then the green line is the Coach calls it the fourth line will be Saunders, Davis, and Sollenbach. And defensively, a little tough right now. Sam Heiseroth has something he needs to go to, and as we say at Missouri State, it's family first, school second, hockey third. So it's one of the top two. He's excused for that. He will not be in the lineup tonight. But that brings in a player who we haven't seen in a while, and that is going to be Matthew Gregg, the junior out of St. Peter's. He'll be on defense tonight, and he'll be that roving defenseman. It'll be Brown and Brackbill, Smith and Fuller, Lounder and Houston, and Gregg will be in there too. Scratches, as I mentioned, Solnikoff, Baldwin, Hopkins, and Sam Heiseroth. So it's going to be an interesting game here tonight, Dan. I know you watched yesterday's game from the television, or as much as we could have until the third period issues, which we hope not to have today. But what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Well, if Missouri State is wanting to win again, they're going to have to take advantage of the odd man rush like they had with the first couple of goals last night. Obviously, it helped with Salnikov's speed, but other guys like Bell, like Cooley, like all those guys are able to use, if they're able to use their speed, break out on more odd man rushes, they should have more success tonight. And the same thing with Colorado. They've caught Missouri State's defensemen flat-footed multiple times, and that led to the first couple of goals. Obviously, the second one last night was a great slap shot just from inside the blue line that beat Schuck high glove side. But they should, if they're able, like I said, to keep Missouri State flat-footed, able to get around them into the offensive zone, they should be okay and maybe plot here with a victory.
Well, tonight it's going to be a big one for Missouri State. It will be their last home game until November 1st. So the Ice Bears will have some time off. They will go to Oklahoma, but it's the last chance for the fans to see them here in October. Well, Dan, we are just about to get the on-ice festivities going. You need to get to your
post.
camera
Yes,
position, and I appreciate you joining us for the pregame.
Thank you.
And in case you have just joined us for the first time, we now have a center ice camera. So Dan is going to run all the way to center ice. We are at the attacking zone of Missouri State. And he's going to get poised on the perch, and we'll be ready to go here at Mediacom Ice Park. Ice Bears have made their way out onto the ice. And we hope to have some of the lighting issues solved for you, too. That's what happens when you move to a new camera position at the last moment. I want to remind you, if you are going to be in Springfield on October 10th, the Stanley Cup comes to Springfield in celebration of the St. Louis Blues victory. One day is going to be given to Springfield to celebrate Blues Day, that is. That's a lot to celebrate. And go to SGF Blues. I got to figure that one out. Well, let's go to Kevin Thurl while I figure it out what the website is.
And let's get started with the starting lineups for tonight's game. And let's meet the lineup for the visiting Buffaloes. Starting at a forward, number 11, Aiden Kirby. Starting at a forward, number 15, David Mitchell. Starting at a forward, number 19, Keegan Davis. Starting on defense for the Buffaloes, number 4, Austin Proper. Starting on defense, number 20, Benzion Jacobi. And starting in net tonight for the Buffaloes, number 31, Grant Payne. The Buffaloes are coached by head coach Brent Toller. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of Springfield, Missouri, inside the Jordan Valley Ice Park and within the beautiful Stan Melton Arena, it's time. Everyone get on your feet and let's meet the starters for your Missouri State Ice Bears! Starting at a forward, number 79, Alex Rubin. Starting at a forward, number 9, Jordan Broughton. Starting at a forward, number 74, Jason Kelly. Starting on defense for the Bears, number 27, Derek Smith. Joining Derek on the ice, standing in at 9 years old and a third grade homeschooled student, part of the Junior Bears ice hockey program here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Thomas Hall to the ice. Starting on defense for the Bears and last night's stick and shake player of the game, number 6, Brian Fowler. And starting in goal tonight for your Ice Bears, number 35, Brady Griffin. The Bears are coached by head coach Jeremy Law and assistant coach Brendan McClue. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. And gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem performed tonight by Morgan Ladyman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our national anthem from Jordan Valley Ice Park, Springfield, Missouri. Game 2 between the Missouri State Ice Bears and the University of Colorado Buffaloes. Steve Casson along with Dan Dow. Thanks for joining us. Z2's teams will battle on. And as Dan mentioned in the pregame, it's kind of a battle of records. And hopefully it'll turn around. It's going to turn around for one of these two teams. Let's go back out to the ice.
The Stanley Cup Springfield Planning Committee Chairman.
Once you get done, drop it.
Ready? Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, buddy.
Are there any Blues fans in this crowd? One more time, are there any Blues fans in this crowd? If you're not busy, Thursday night, right downtown, we will have the Stanley Cup. And you can be a part of it, watching the game with the cup in the crowd. The Blues play Ottawa. Anybody gonna come out? Thank you for supporting hockey in the Ozarks. Go Bears.
And of course, the website, if you want to check out the activity, is sgfbluesday.com. Has the schedule and everything. So we are just about ready here. For the opening face-off between Missouri State and Colorado.
Let's get ready for some Iceberg hockey!
Missouri State will skate from the left to the right, Colorado from the right to the left. We are underway here at Jordan Valley. At center ice, quickly is sticked ahead by Aiden Kirby. Got a goal in yesterday's game, now sent down by Missouri State. Bratton across the line. Crosses it over where Keegan Davis intercepts, but Rubin will have it for Missouri State. Drop down in low to Alex Rubin. He got a goal in the Nationals last season for Missouri State in the 4-1 victory over Buffalo. Rubin with it, lost it for a moment, sent down in low. David Mitchell's there to grab it. Sends it over to the near side boards to Kirby, intercepted by the Ice Bears and sent down in low once again. This one by Jason Kelly. Now we get some pushing and shoving on the far side. Fans react to that. 19-12 to go in the first period. Puck is held at the line by Smith, trying to get it to O'Brien, and he'll be able to catch up to it. Now Ben Jacoby's there, deflects it away, taken by Mitchell, and grabbed by Austin Proper. He'll send it out to center ice and across the line. Here comes Mitchell, trying to get a shot from the right side and fanned on it. Far side boards. O'Brien is there for Missouri State. The Ice Bears out of their own zone will try to work it. 18:39 to go in the period. Puck is flipped up off the boards and out to center, where it was gloved briefly by Joseph Kinsella. Now Kinsella in his own zone. Gives it to Kyle Cato out of Boulder, Colorado. Sends it up across the line. Cato looking for his first goal. Does have an assist in this early season. Missouri State's Brown gets an invert return pass, and he'll have it behind the net, where it'll be grabbed by Jack Brackbill. Brackbill, who's a forward playing defense, and as he sent it up to the Ice Bears' Travis Barrett, he overran it. We come the other way. Here's Adam Trunco. Lost it for a moment. 17:56 to go in the period. And the puck is cleared out to center. A bouncing puck that Barrett is able to hold on to and swipes it all the way down in low for Heinrich Lohman. Spinning around to the near side boards. It's off the stick of McIntosh, and a blast in as Houston is able to get a drive from the right side, keeping it in onside, and a save by Payne. Cleared all the way down to the Missouri State zone. And it's Houston to race all the way down and grab it. Over to Chad Lounder. On the backhander, it flipped up and lost it. Now we're going to get played with a high stick. Faceoff will stay in the Missouri State zone. 17:24 to go in the period. I want to welcome everybody watching on Web Sports Radio. Little issue getting on the air, but we're here. Thanks for bearing with us. Meanwhile, play is in the Missouri State zone. It is McIntosh to work it down in low. A pair of players there, and finally it's Lounder to come out with it. Nice move to get it up to center ice, off of Matt Matty's stick. And after the line change, it's sent down in low by Spencer Sollenbach. Sollenbach, the senior out of St. Louis, played last year for Missouri State. Sent down in low. Max Van Lanker. Lanker with it. Sends it to the half boards, and it is helped out to center, where Brennan Hansen will have it. Nice move as he tried to get around Fuller, but Fuller took him out of the play. Ice Bears with another give and go. Tried to catch Colorado on a line change. Comes down into the Buffalo zone, where it's Jacoby to move it out. Now across the line, into the zone. Here come the Ice Bears. Working it is Austin Davis. Up the middle, and Sollenbach is there with it. He's going to work it. Has some help. Saunders is there for Missouri State, but battling in front is Sean Sweeney. Ice Bears lose it. Smith, and he's going to give up the chase to Tyler Barbaran. Barbaran, and coming from behind to poke it away was Smith, but Colorado still with possession. Although they lost it now, and a lead pass, which would have been a great break for Missouri State, is broken up. The Ice Bears have it again, though. It's dropped down in low. Missouri State with a line change. Sweeney off the near side boards and down. Across, and the Ice Bears intercept. Rubin brings it in. 15:35 to go in the period. Puck, as it bounces in front, is able to be controlled by Alex Rubin. Rubin drives it around, sends it over to Bratton. He gets upended. It's behind the net, and it'll be taken by Proper. He'll send it out. He is wearing Robinson's jersey, so don't get confused if you see it. Line change for Colorado. It's a bad one. Here's a shot just missing wide, as Jason Kelly had the opportunity with no defense in front of him, but he got it off quickly. We come the other way. Aiden Kirby, left side, swings it all the way around. Cannot be cut off by Griffin. Griffin, the southpaw, played both games for Missouri State in the Nationals. Kind of took over the net. Puck sent in all the way. 14:48 to go in the period, and no icing. A line change for Missouri State, but here's a lead pass to Davis. Keegan with it. He is taken out of the play, and the Ice Bears are able to gain control. They move it along the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Bell. Bell with it. He walks in. He shoots. Missed it to the left. Held in by Lounder. Drop down in low to Cooley. Cooley around Cato. Cooley with it for Missouri State. His pass broken up, taken away, and at the line it is held in. Good play there by Lounder to keep it in with 14:13 to go in the period. Off the glass and out and past David Mitchell. Went behind him. Now it's O'Brien for Missouri State. Into Cooley. If you joined us late, Nikita Salnikov not playing today. So it's O'Brien, Bell, and Cooley on the top line. And here's O'Brien's shot, and he missed it wide. Bell behind the net, looking for O'Brien in front. Nothing doing there. Cato is able to intercept. He'll bring it out to center ice and move it to Mitchell, who will shoot it in, and a much-needed line change for Colorado. 13:41 to go in the period, and no score. A bit different game, I think. And I know, Dan Dow, if you can hear me, different game, you think? Shaking your head? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. All right. Much different than yesterday. Bell sends it in. 13:23 to go in the period. Getting hit hard behind the net was Van Lanker. And here is Lohman. He shoots, and it's covered up by Payne. 13:15 to go in the period. And we will have a face-off in the Colorado zone. Officially, well, unofficially actually, on the scoreboard, just 3 shots, and those 3 by Missouri State. $13:12 to go in the period. Coming up at the first period intermission, we'll have a talk as we get a hand pass here with Joe Pazanese, and you heard what he mentioned out during the puck drop. The Stanley Cup is coming to Springfield, and for those of us who have never seen the Stanley Cup, it's a big deal. For those of you, and I know someone listening right now who's had it in their house overnight, it's not a big deal. Puck is sent out to center, and not Robinson, that is Proper. Had it go off of his glove, but apparently he didn't touch it, so no hand pass. Puck is sent all the way down for an icing. 12:51 to go in the period. And a face-off will stay back into the Colorado zone. Out tonight for Missouri State, Salnikov, Baldwin, Hopkins, and Sam Heiseroth. Both goaltenders have dressed for Missouri State. Draws one, and it hits a skate, stays for Sollenbach, and he controls it. Brings it across the line, and a great play by Thomas Kleinman to clear it out to center, but it's sent right back in. 12:30 to go in the first period, and no score. Saunders ties his man up. Davis will give up the chase. And now it goes to Quinn Schreppel. Off of Ben Jacoby, sticking out, and it'll be sent right back in. And a line change for Missouri State. Pass on the left side. Schreppel has some room. Tried to step around Smith. He did. Goes behind the net. 12:04 to go in the period. Missouri State ranked number 14 in ACHA Division I. University of Colorado is ranked 25. They started off in the preseason, did Colorado, at 19. But unfortunately, they've had a tough schedule to start things. Ice Bears now with it. Here is Rubin from Bratton, that is. Comes up the middle, chipped away there. And left for Kirby. Left side, swiped away by the Ice Bears. They're going to work it again, this time to Rubin. Right side wide. Over to Davis, off of Davis and out to center. 11:23 to go in the period. And it's stolen by Rubin. He shoots and a save as Rubin was just waiting for that cross-ice pass. And he was able to make the steal, but Payne was able to hold on to it. He came out with 11:14 to go in the period and is able to hold on to everything. So, 6 shots officially or unofficially on the board. It's official until it's unofficial. Or is it the other way around? Either way, folks in the score box are saying 6 shots. They're going to kick Bratton out. So Rubin will come in. Rubin and Trunco for Colorado. And the Ice Bears win it. Sent down in low. McIntosh had 2 assists yesterday's game. Now as it's stolen by Bratton, it's held on to on an easy save by Grant Payne. Grant Payne, the senior, 6'4", 200 out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. He has seen a lot of shots. 142 shots. Here's Cooley, backhanded in front and taken away by McIntosh. Cleared all the way down. Icing will be the call. Icing will bring it back into the Colorado zone. .10:51 to go in the period. And off the draw, it's cleared back down into the Missouri State zone where it'll be Chad Lounder to get control. Lounder for the Ice Bears out of St. Louis. One of 14 seniors this season. It'll be tough for Missouri State. They will have to replace almost half their squad. Now breaking free and getting an opportunity was Sullivan. And we come the other way after the save by Griffin. Cooley comes down the line, taken away from him by McIntosh, and it's led by Felicicia. As it came up the middle, it is out to center ice and a much-needed change for Colorado. 10 minutes to go in the first period, no score. 7-0 in shots in favor of Missouri State. Coming up at the first period intermission, Joe Pazanese will join us. He's one of the chairmen of the SGF Blues Day festivities. Here's Maddie with a wraparound, or more of a shot that went behind him and he wrapped it around his body and got a shot off. And the Ice Bears have it again. Lohman to Maddie. He shoots, and a save by Payne, able to cover it up there. That's the mark of a good goaltender, who even with the puck going from left to right, he's still able to square his body up and make the save. Unlike me, who can't get the body in front, and in men's league, I probably would give up a goal like that every time. 9:28 to go in the period. Maddie will come in along with Hansen, and right off the draw, it is won by Lohman, who was streaking through, and Payne's able to hold on to that. 9:24 to go in the period. Lohman gets it over to the left side to Brackbill. Cleared up and out, and Brackbill will have control. Like what Jack Brackbill has done yesterday offensively and now working defense. Puck cleared into the zone. Not tipped away by Lohman. Cato is able to hold on to it. Tried to bring it across the line, and it's taken away by the Buffaloes and sent back into the Missouri State zone. Ice Bears 3-2 on the season, but lifetime against Colorado have had it tough. They are only 2-10 against the Buffaloes. Cato with a drive through some traffic, and it hits Brackbill. Ice Bears with Barrett. He'll lead the 2-on-2. Barrett down the left side, bouncing puck. Nobody there for the Ice Bears as they were changing up. And here comes Kinsella, the captain for Colorado, across the line, try to bowl his way through. Lounder was able to one-hand it and get it across to center ice. Now after a line change by the Buffaloes with 8:08 to go in the period, the Ice Bears move it out to Barrett. He'll just shoot it in and go for a line change. 8:01 remaining. Ice Bears and Buffaloes tied 0-0, 7:52 to go in the first period. Missouri State looking to keep a 2-game winning streak going. Colorado just looking to get a victory. They are 0-7 this season, but they have played tough competition. Don't take that away from this Colorado team. Sollenbach for Missouri State, off the glass and all the way down and out. And back into the Colorado zone. McIntosh clears it across the line and sent into the Colorado end by Austin Davis of Missouri State. Both teams playing catch, but here's Trunco. Trunco will work it across the line and intercepted. And with some authority comes Alex Smith. Smith, left side, has some room, gets a shot off. It'll go to Bratton on the rebound back behind the net. Looking for the point for Rubin. Muscled there and out to center. Here comes Trunco again. He's one-on-one and broken up briefly enough for the Ice Bears to get back. Sent down in low around Smith, who was trying to deflect some opportunity there, and instead it is Sullivan to get a shot off. May have hit the arm of Griffin. Now left side. Drive in. That misses wide after Jacoby got it with 6:20 to go in the period. Joe Pazanese will be our guest. He's a lawyer and one of the chairmen of the SGF Blues Day event. 6:09 to go in the period. Jacoby had it go off of his stick. Drop down in low. Bratton is there, trying to pass in front and could not connect with Jason Kelly. 5:57 remaining. Rubin. He waits for the Ice Bears to change, and now with 5:48 to go in the period, we have a stoppage in play. Shots are 9-2 in favor of Missouri State. Now Cato lost it. It comes right out in front, and O'Brien got a shot and a save as the officials called the play dead. .534 to go in the period, and the officials blow the play dead. Across the line. Now Kirby into the Missouri State zone. 5:20 to go in the period. No score. Second game between these two clubs. Yesterday was a 4-3 win for Missouri State. They had, did the Ice Bears, a 4-2 lead into the third period. Drive in, save Griffin. Near side with 4:58 remaining. And the Ice Bears have a break. Leading it was Cooley. O'Brien let Cooley take the lead, and Missouri State couldn't connect. Of course, again, this is a line that just got formed with Cooley, Bell, and O'Brien. Nikita Salnikov not playing tonight. Drive in, it's blocked by Bell of all players, and out to center. Goes off of Keegan Davis. left-handed shot from Boulder, Colorado. And now it'll be the Ice Bears with possession. Into the Colorado zone. Quickly given to Hansen. Hansen to Kleinman. Has trouble with it, and it's intercepted by Lohman. Heinrich out of Sweden. I'm not going to pronounce his town. He told me it once. It is Galve. But the A has the little dots on top. So rather than butcher it, we'll just say he's from Sweden. Puck is out to center. And shot right back in with 3:37 to go in the period. Steve Casson, Dan Dowell on camera. Glad to have Dan here. His wife's here. She's watching and listening. And she says, Dan, do what you got to do. Puck is now taken by Smith across the line. He'll give it to Barrett of Missouri State. Good poke check there by Jacoby. And it's Hansen will follow up. Lead pass, cross ice to Kleinman. Too hot to handle, and it's Fuller who gets pushed up along the boards, but Missouri State able to gain some semblance of control. 2:58 remaining. Puck lift off the boards. And out to center. Colorado will change. And it's Austin Proper to send it back in. Again, he is wearing Robinson's jersey, so if you're wondering, that's why. But it is Proper. Now, Barbarin has it taken away. Still not able to get anything set up. Really, are either team here in the last trailing 2.5 of this first period. But the Ice Bears do have a 2-on-1. Davis in front, shot save as Sollenbach was there. And now we get a couple of players run into. Saunders is not happy. He got pushed down, and Payne says enough of this. He gets out of his net. We're probably going to get penalties, at least to Saunders, I know that. Maybe to both. So Saunders, rough. Yeah, it's going to be roughing for both. So Saunders goes and Sweeney goes. Here in the first period, we'll skate 4-on-4. Bell comes in, Trunco comes in. They get the penalties on the board, we're ready to go. 2:15 to go, and immediately it's cleared, and Brown will have to chase all the way down. So the Ice Bears set it up out of their own zone. They work it quick to Brackbill. Across the line, Jack sends it down in low, looking for Bell, nothing doing there. Cato's there, able to intercept and clear it out to center, where Brown will regather. 1.5 to go in the 4-on-4. Intercepted. Trunco has it. Across the line, left side, he shoots, and he missed it high and wide. It was pegging the upper corner, but at the last moment just sailed high. Now here is a shot and a save off the helmet. It came from Kinsella, and that was a blast, and it went off the helmet, and then the crossbar of Griffin. Well, the helmet of Griffin, crossbar, and the puck is cleared out to center. Sullivan works a 3-on-2 into the zone. Now it's 3-on-3, looking for Trunco, nothing doing. 4-on-4 for 55 seconds. Kinsella had an opportunity. Trunco with the follow-up, and now the Ice Bears tried to break Barrett, but Kinsella comes back and is able to break it up. Joseph Kinsella with 2 goals, 3 assists. 2 of those goals are the power play form, averaging about 0.8 points per game out of Boulder, Colorado. Here is Mitchell. He's wearing number 15. case you're wondering. Ice Bears have it with 34 seconds. Barrett down the middle. He shoots, save, rebound, and Payne is able to hold on to it. It hit Payne up high in the shoulder, and he was at the last moment able to cover the rebound. 29.2 seconds remain. Shots are 12-2 in favor of Missouri State. Ice Bears cannot win the draw. Max Van Lacker.
Teams are at full strength.
As we now go to full strength, we're 5-on-5 with 9 seconds remaining. And sent back in by Davis. That's Keegan Davis of Colorado. Buzzer sounds to end the period. And no score after 1 period of play. Shots on goal. Grant Payne faces 12 Ice Bears shots. Brady Griffin with 2 shots. And Missouri State and Colorado are even right where we started from. Nobody had a power play advantage. There were 2 penalties. DeSaunders and Sweeney, that was a 4-on-4. And so relatively, other than that, a penalty-free game. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, talk to one of the organizers of Blues Day here, coming up next Thursday, October 10th. SGF Blues Day is the website if you want to find out about the schedule, but we'll talk to Joe Pazzanini coming up in a moment. After 1 period of play, no score, Missouri State and Colorado.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson, Dan Dow. Well, what you're looking at on Web Sports Radio's live TV is the A-Top Sled Dogs. They are a group of hockey players, folks that are not necessarily able-bodied, but they're out there playing hockey on sleds. I've done it before. It is absolutely a lot of fun. And if you want to get out there and do that, I'm sure they will let you come out. You can see they use modified hockey sticks, and they're on sleds. And, you know, it's really funny before we get to Joe Pazzanese. And, Joe, the funny thing about this is I got on there, and they put me in a sled, and I never fell over. And I said, oh, I'm doing so awesome. No, it's because the sled blades were about 6 inches apart. The guys that are good out there, they're half an inch apart.
It's incredible what those guys can do. I couldn't do it.
It is fun, though, when you get out there. You have to make sure you have a lot of upper body strength, and if you have a bad back, throw a pillow or something back in there. It's pretty good. But Joe Pazzanese is joining us, and Joe, you are on the committee that brought the Stanley Cup to Springfield. And I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I said, if you've never seen the Cup or touched it or been around it, it is an absolutely, it's a huge thing. That is the most cherished prize in any of sport, I believe. But if you're like a friend of mine who's actually had the Cup stay overnight in his house, it doesn't matter to him. But to everybody else, it's the biggest thing in the world. And the Cup, if people don't know it, for basically an entire year, it gets to go to all the people that have been involved in, as far as the Blues go, with winning it. All the players get it, management gets it, but we get it here in Springfield for a day on October 10th.
First of all, it is unbelievable, this opportunity that we've been given. The Blues organization is just totally impressed with the response of the community, with the support that is outpouring. And you're right. There's something about that cup, 100 years, those men's names that are engraved on it, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the the season is one of the most grueling seasons in all of sports. And we get the cup here. And what's even better is you get to watch a game with the cup in the crowd. Now, how many can say they've done that in a lifetime?
That is going to be amazing, and I know that there's a lot of things going on. I know that they have public events. One of the public events, and I think I have the times up here. Let's double check here. But one of the public events on the tour is from 3 to 5:30 at Bass Pro Shops, Outdoor World. Of course, for folks that don't even know that, the Springfield store is the original store of Bass Pro Shops. It's also the headquarters of Bass Pro Shops, and they do a lot of charitable events, and they're going to host fans from 3 to 5 p.m., or 5:30 actually. They're going to get to go and obviously get there early type of thing, because it's a limited time. It's going to be a big line. Get there, get your picture taken with the cup. And then one of our favorite hockey bars, Falstaff's local, it's going to be there along with Harbell's right next door from about 7:45-ish to 8:30. And then it's going to be in Park Central West right across the street, I believe. The location is in the parking lot next to Hertz Donuts. For those of you that are not familiar, just go downtown and look for a big crowd, and you'll know exactly where you have to be.
Yes, we've had so much praise from St. Louis. I mean, in fact, the owner of the Blues, Tom Stillman, is coming down here along with Chris Zimmerman. We've got Bob Plager making the trip down here.
Bobby always comes down. He comes to everything.
and we've got other alumni. I mean, this is going to be a great atmosphere. We've got bands. We're going to have the cup. We're going to have the game on outside. We're going to keep the party rolling that they started back in June, and hopefully impress Southwest Missouri that Blues Nation is alive and well.
Rumor has it that Fox Sports West is bringing a crew. They're going to have live cut-ins during the game.
It's unbelievable. When the Blues reached out and said, okay, we'll bring the cup down, they gave some parameters of what they wanted, and one of the neatest things they wanted Bass Pro. And they refer to that as the big daddy of them all, the Bass Pro Store. And when we're going to have the cup out there, they wanted law enforcement and first responders. And one of the neat things that we're going to do is get those folks in front of the aquarium, send scuba divers in with hockey gear on, the Blues jerseys, and get those men with that cup, and those men and women with that cup right in front. It's going to be incredible.
That's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm trying to figure out logistics. I know there's also going to be some private time and stuff like that, so we're trying to figure out logistics and all of that. But if you're able to go from 3 to 5:30 and then race over to Falstaff's and then stay for the festivities at night, it is going to be fantastic. And, you see it all the time. You go on Fox Sports West and you see, let's say, Bennington has a day with the cup. Well, they've condensed it down to about 3 minutes. Well, that's not everything that happened that day, and I don't know what they're going to do to this, but if they condense it down to 3 minutes, everybody knows that it's going to be a huge event here. It's going to be crazy. You can't do that, but
no one has done what this city has done. There has been so many involved in putting this event together. I mean, we're going to have the cup. The Blues game starts at 6:30 that night, and it's going to go to 9:30, and then we get the cup to midnight, and the cup's going to be down there. Pictures for everyone, kids. Quite frankly, we have tried to make the cup available to the general public as much as possible, and it is just going to be a great atmosphere.
Speaking of pictures, they're taking pictures of us now, and
well, you're famous.
You're famous, Joe. I know you had some help, and there's other people, including Stan Melton, who is the founder of the Missouri State ice hockey team, and he's actually part of the committee. I don't want to call him the founder, but he's part of the committee of the Vision 2020 that brought ice hockey here and an ice rink here to Springfield. So if Stan's part of this, that somehow, some way it's going to happen. And the funny thing, I'll clue you into something here, and this is before any of this got started. Somehow, some way, and I don't know how they got my email, but somebody had emailed me and said, hey, can you give me Stan Melton's email address or contact information? And then I kept reading it, and it said, because when the Cup comes to Springfield, we want, I want to have Stan's information when the Cup comes to Springfield. I said, when the Cup comes, what? So then I forwarded Stan's information, and then that's when I went to Stan and I said, Stan, let me tell you the gist of this email. And it says, when the Cup comes to Springfield, and Stan's eyes lit up and said, I think they got my email. So I knew that about a month or so before all this really started happening, because somebody sent me an email, and then of course it took off after that.
This event doesn't happen without Stan being involved. He's Mr. Hockey for Springfield, Missouri. I've known Stan and his dedication to the Ice Bears going back 19 years and bringing this beautiful facility. I mean, look at the fan support here for hockey, and what a great atmosphere. I mean, where else in Southwest Missouri can you get to see a great event like the Ice Bears on the ice? I mean, we're going to get the Stanley Cup here later this week. We've got the world champions playing already back in season. What a great home opener that was the other night. Tough loss, but I can tell you, this is one of those lifetime experiences, because you never know. You just never know if we can get that cup back. And we've waited a long time. So I hope the fans, I hope the community comes out and shows their support and be a part of it. I mean, we're going to have that cup out there, around 7:30 all the way to midnight.
Well, I'll tell you another story, and if I can, while I'm talking to you about it, bring up the picture. But when the Blues Parade was happening that Thursday in St. Louis, I was actually in Boston at TD Garden, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to wear my Blues jersey in TD Garden in their pro shop, and I'm just going to walk around, and you know what? I really don't care if
get the looks.
If I get the looks or if I get beat up. I will admit I was a little worried, but I decided to do it, and I'll see if I can show you a picture. But I thought, why not? It's a way to celebrate the Blues, and honestly, I thought, well, maybe I can talk to some Bruins fans, and maybe they will go ahead and talk to me civilly and about the game. And sure enough, we did. We talked very civilly about the game. They said, hey, you guys did a great job. You took it to us in Game 7. And I had heard all these stories about Bruins fans getting upset, but the funny thing about it is, this is my point too, is you don't hear anything about Blues fans. You don't hear about the stuff that goes on in other cities. And I'm not saying that one team's better than the other, but Blues fans are just that. They're Blues fans, and
they bleed blue. They bleed blue. They've waited a long time. I got hooked back in the 70s. Back when they played the NHL like they do MLB. A team comes to town for a set 3 or 4 games, and by that 3rd or 4th game, it was just unbelievable excitement. And, I thought it was fitting. I thought, I know everybody, what better way to win that Stanley Cup in Game 7 against Boston. And it was just incredible.
And the funny thing, though, and I found this out, so if you ever want to get merchandise at a cheap price, go to the losing team that lost the Stanley Cup. They're literally giving it away. I got a couple of programs for free. They had, I think the pucks were on discount for $2.50. I mean, it was very funny and interesting, because you go to St. Louis and they're top dollar. But I went there, and so there's the picture.
That is awesome. Standing right there.
Right there and there with my Blues shirt on.
Did you get any looks?
I got a couple looks. And I actually had one guy come up to me, and he said a word which is not arable, but he said, I gotta say, you've got you-know-whats for doing this. Good on you. So,
well, I really appreciate you letting me come on and talk for a few minutes about October 10th. We've got, so the general public knows, we are blessed to have former right wing Jim Campbell making the trip down. We've got former wing Cam Jansen making the trip down. Of course, Bobby Plager, Tom Tilley, Mike Zook. Zook is coming.
You got to like Zook. He's great.
And, what great way to celebrate. And, of course, having the ownership and the president coming down, it's just going to be a great atmosphere. And I just don't think the Blues realized that there's such diehard fans down here in Southwest Missouri.
Oh, there definitely is. And it's funny because you talk to people and they're 3.5 hours away, and for some strange reason, going up 3.5 hours is too far to go to St. Louis. They'd rather travel down to Dallas, and a lot of people are Dallas fans, and Dallas Cowboys fans, and then all of a sudden it's changed. It's now become Blues territory, and I'm good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see it's Blues territory. Although I will admit, because I worked for the LA Kings for 15 years, so the Kings are my team. And Blues are my number 2.
We'll pray for you.
But people will see, and then that's what I say when people say, "Oh, you're a Kings fan." I say, "Hey, Blues 1 cup, Kings 2 cups." So, but people don't realize that there is a connection with LA and St. Louis. Keenan, Gretzky, and when last year when the Kings beat St. Louis, that was it. Right after that, they fired Yo, they hired Berube, and the rest is history. And so there's a lot of connections between LA and St. Louis.
I remember that game in January where they dropped that game and went to last place. And I was so frustrated because they have so much talent, and why they couldn't get that talent working. New coach comes in, and boy, what a ride it was. It was hard to believe to go from the bottom of the cellar to world champions.
Joe Pazanese is joining us. He is a part of I don't want to call you an organization, but you're part of the group that has brought the Stanley Cup to Springfield. We are talking about SGF Blues Day, and that's the website, sgfbluesday.com. Go there, and you can see when the Cup's going to be here next Thursday, the 10th of October. Festivities, 3 o'clock to 5:30 at Bass Pro Shops, 7:45 to 8:30 at night at Falstaff's. And from after that until about 11 o'clock, 11-ish, we'll call it ish, it's going to be right outside. And it's funny that they have to say this on there, but at 12 a.m. the Cup has to go to bed. It has a curfew.
I like to tell people it's all Mario Lemieux's fault. He had that book out there, and the Cup ended up at the bottom of his pool.
Yep.
And so now the Cup has a curfew. It's got to go to bed at midnight.
And the interesting thing, you talked about this earlier. You talked about all the rings of all the players. Well, obviously, the players and the staff and everybody gets their name on the Cup. So the Cup is only so tall. Those rings are replaceable, and when each ring that gets full is full, they move it up. The top ring on the larger portion of the Cup gets removed. That gets put into the Hockey Hall of Fame. So as it continues to get filled, some of the greats from the 30s and the 40s, they're going to get removed off of it and put into the Hockey Hall of Fame. I have always wondered, and I don't know the truth or anything on this, but I've always wondered if there's 2 cups. If there's a traveling cup and if there's the real cup that is presented to the players, during the Stanley Cup, because you've heard all the stories about what has gone on, and you see the pictures of people eating food out of it and doing various things, and I really wonder if there's 2 cups.
My daughter was asking that question to me of that today, and I'll tell you, it's the real Cup, because when this Cup comes down, there's 2 guys that have a job. They're called the Cup handlers.
Phil Pritchard is one of them,
and I think Broyle's the other, and they're coming. So we had to make accommodations for the cup holders, the cup handlers.
Can you imagine having that job? And Phil mentioned how he got that job too, way back when. They needed someone to bring the cup, and he said, well, I'll do it. And the next thing you know, he gets hired on to do that. To have your full-time job as a cup handler. I mean, what a great job. He's probably been all over the place. It's probably, I wonder if he's married, first of all. But it's that seems like it would be a blast to do. I will tell you one thing that I did find out is the bottom of the Stanley Cup has been repaired or replaced because it got damaged. And I read a story, it's called The History of the Stanley Cup, and I read a story that it got damaged so far beyond repair that they actually had to replace the bottom of it. So I know that that's been replaced. Obviously, the rings have been. But what people don't realize, if they get a chance to look at the Stanley Cup, it was just a little bowl. The original was a little bowl, then they started adding on to it, and then I guess somebody got the thought of throwing in the names. And if you'll notice, there are some miscues. There are some names that were added that weren't supposed to be there that got X'd out because it's all done by hand. And so there's X's on there. There's all sorts of names that are not supposed to be there. And I think one of the worst ones has actually been removed. It's a ring that's been removed now. It was back in the early 20s. Somebody's girlfriend or mistress or some story. If you get a chance, read the history of the Stanley Cup. It is unbelievably funny where they've left it. They've left it on the side of the road. Like the bus broke down, they had to take stuff out, and they put everything back in. How do you leave the cup on the side of the road? Somebody had it on top of on the bus, and I think that's where the bottom had to get repaired, and they dropped it on the ground on the top of the bus. I mean, all sorts of stories that you can read about it. But
well, we get to be part of that history, and quite frankly, I've been looking to see a situation where the cup is in the crowd with the fans while watching a game. I can't find one like the experience that we're going to have this next Thursday. And, I'm hoping this city, Southwest Missouri, responds. We wear our blue, we show up, and we have a great time, and we keep the party rolling.
And that, unfortunately, is a weekend when Missouri State is not playing a hockey game, so I can wear my jersey and be unbiased. I'll wear a Blues jersey
There
this
you
time.
go. There you go.
I do have several. And it's funny because I actually have a McEachern jersey. I went to the Blues sale. I always go to the Blues sale every year. This year, of course, they had to do it a long, extended time past when they normally do it because of the Stanley Cup situation. But went and I looked at this jersey and saw it was McEachern, and I thought, I wonder if that's going to be a good player. And I had no idea that McKenzie was going to be on the team, and sure enough. So I've got his jersey, and it just happened to be there. So along with Jake Allen, I've got Jake Allen's goalie pads, I've got his pants. So my hope was that he was going to have a better season so I could wear it with pride. Not that I don't, but I mean, just any kind of Blues stuff I wear with pride. But
well, who would thought that Bennington would step up like he did? And Jake is a great goalie, and he taught Bennington, and so we're fortunate.
The thing about Bennington is he's been all over the place, and he was never on the Blues radar at all to start the season. And things happen, goalies get injured, and next thing you know, he's there, and now he's signed a 4-4, or actually a 2-4, and he's happy as pie. So, I mean, I wish I could do that. I just wish I could make $100,000 a year. That would be great too. But well, Joe, I appreciate you joining us and talking about it. Again, we are talking about the fact that the Stanley Cup is coming to Springfield. That'll be next Thursday, the 10th, SGF Blues Day. That stands, SGF is the airport code for Springfield. S, Sam, G, George, F, Frank, SGFBluesDay.com, and you'll be able to click on the tour and see where it's going to be. It will be a fantastic time. And again, if you're unfamiliar with the city, just drive to downtown, look for the big crowd, look for the police, look for all the streets that are blocked off and all the people walking in Blues gear, and you're at the right place.
Thank you so much for letting me come on and share this with you for a few minutes. All I can say is that we're making hockey history here in Southwest Missouri, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and I've been blessed to be a part of all these other individuals, Stan Melton and the city and all the corporate sponsors. It's been a great working group. And all I want to say is let's go Bears.
Let's go Bears here in the second period. Joe, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Steve.
All right, that is Joe Passanese. He's a lawyer here in town, but he's also one of the people that have led the push to get the Stanley Cup here. We've got about a minute before we get ready to go. We'll take a quick break. I will. Been talking way too long. We'll be back in a moment. No score after one period.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
It's time to drop the puck on the second period. Here's Steve Casson.
Along with Dan Dowell on camera. Second period just about to start between Missouri State and Colorado. The Ice Bears ranked number 14 in the first poll, actually. That stays at number 14. The preseason poll, the Ice Bears were also that. University of Colorado Buffalo started out in preseason at 19. They are now ranked 25 in ACHA Division I. Jeremy Law's Ice Bears getting ready. Benny Toller's Buffaloes, they're set up and ready to go too. And we are moments away from period number 2. Jordan Bratton for Missouri State. And Adam Trunco for Colorado, and they will have possession. Will the Buffaloes in their own zone. They are skating from the left to the right. Missouri State from the right to the left. Here comes Trunco. Across the line, into the zone. Shoots quickly. Blocker save Griffin. Steers it off. Trunco with another shot as it was steered off to the corner by Griffin, but Trunco with the follow-up, and Griffin standing up made the save, and he'll hold on. 19:33, we're just underway in the second period. Have no idea who we're going to do for the second period intermission. May do a repeat interview. I think that's what we'll do. Impressed with his play yesterday, Jack Brackbill. So we'll talk to him again, second period. Meanwhile, we have an icing call as the puck comes all the way down into the Colorado zone. Face-off back in the Ice Bears end. Fans filing in at MediaCom, at Jordan Valley. You know, they just switched over naming rights again back to Jordan Valley, and I knew I was going to do that at least once a game, maybe twice. Here's Derek Smith in his own zone defensively. Trunco's there. He's been all over the ice today. Adam, 3 goals, 2 assists from Wildwood. Puck is cleared and out to center ice to Bell. Now to Cooley. Back to Bell. He'll chase it all the way down for Cooley to pick up. 19:03 remaining in the period. Bell comes in to help out. Cooley is there. Good play by Van Lanker. Or Van Lanneker, I think is how he pronounces it. Puck to the far side to Cooley. Now helping out for the Ice Bears is Jason Kelly. Puck to the right side, that is. Shot by Smith. Goes to the left. Near side boards now. And it's out to center. Josh Bell, last season, led the Ice Bears in shorthanded goals with 9. Bell to the corner, now to O'Brien. Across the line into the zone, and it's not a good pass. We come the other way. Taken by Colorado. Here is Kinsella. He walks in, tried to get a backhander, and it missed wide to the left. Griffin had the corner covered. Now stolen by Mitchell. Looking down low for Davis behind the net. Davis getting talked to by Kinsella. He shoots, tipped in front, save Griffin, rebound in front, and another save. Keegan Davis with the first tip, and then he ran traffic in front, and it was held on to by Griffin. 17:47 to go in the period. And shots are 13-4 in favor of Missouri State. Lifetime, the Ice Bears are 2-10 against Colorado. Missouri State has not fared well. The only win prior to yesterday's 4-3 victory was November 1st of 2018. That was a 5-1 victory. Hunter Cooley had 2 goals in that game. In fact, he had one yesterday, and Nikita Salnikov had a goal and 2 assists in yesterday's game in that 4-3 victory. Kinsella in the Missouri State zone. Drops it back behind the net to Kleinman. Calling for it is Kinsella right side. Gets it to Hansen. Back to Kinsella. Shot in. Save Griffin. Running through was Kleinman. He'll pick up the loose change. Intercepted, and Lohman has a 2-on-1 with Barrett. Lohman right side, that is. Lohman shoots, and Barrett, after the rebound, couldn't pick it up. He was in too deep. 17:02 to go in the period. Now the Ice Bears have possession. A shot in, missed wide by Barrett. Calling for it was Chris Brown right side. Brown shoots, missed wide again. This one to the inside. Lounder at the left side. Can he get it? No. Instead, they pass it to Lohman, and a bouncing puck is steered to the corner behind the net. Worked in with 16:38 to go in the period. At the half boards, Lounder is able to set it up and shoot it in. The Ice Bears with a line change. They almost had too many men. Officials let that one go. Schreppel with it now for Colorado. Lost it to Lounder. Steals it back. Sends it in to the Missouri State zone, and the Ice Bears will clear it up all the way down. This is going to be an icing, and Missouri State cannot line change. So the face-off will come back into the Missouri State zone. If this was the NHL, new rule in the NHL this year, you have a right to choose which face-off dot you want to face off in. Not in college. Puck cleared out to Barrett. 3-on-2 into the zone. Barrett, he shoots, and it's held onto by Payne. 16:01 to go in the period. And face-off will stay in the Colorado zone. No score. In fact, it's been a relatively clean game. Just 2 coincidental penalties, 1 for each team. Just 4 total minutes. Saunders and Sweeney have been in the box. Steve Casson, Dan Dow, thanks for joining us here on Web Sports Radio. From our new center ice vantage point, Lounder will chase the icing. You know what that means, Dan? You can actually get a shot of me all the way down here. Not that you want to. I was just saying you could every once in a while. Face off in the Colorado zone, and it's won by the Buffaloes. Broken up defensively by Lounder, taken by Davis. Pushes ahead to Sollenbach. Sollenbach tried to wrap it through, and Lounder will drop it in low. Back to Sollenbach. They try to work it together. Good play there by Davis to keep it in. And down low to Saunders. Intercepted, though, taken by Austin Proper. Proper's pass out to center. Here's a rush. Leading it is Sweeney. He gets triple teamed and taken out of the play. Here come the Ice Bears, but it is gloved down and sent back out and into the Missouri State zone. Officials let the hand pass go. Fuller in his own zone. Line change for Colorado. 14:57 to go in the period and no score. Sollenbach, cross ice. Gets it over to Matthew Gregg with his first shift on the ice, and we get a whistle for an icing call. 14:48 to go in the period, and no score. After this, Missouri State will go to Oklahoma on October 17th. Blazers Ice Center, they'll play the University of Oklahoma, and then 2 against Central Oklahoma the following days at Arctic Edge. And for Colorado, they are now playing game number 2 of 5 straight on the road. They'll be in Tucson to play Arizona, and then Arizona State at Oceanside Ice Arena. Here's a blast in by Smith, saved by Payne. May have been going wide anyway. 14:22 remaining in the period. Trunco breaks free, left side. Smith takes him out. Smith pushes him further. Smith still with possession. Poked away from him by Feliciccia. And now back into the Colorado zone with 14 minutes remaining in the period. Puck wrapped around, and it's held on to by Payne. No score, 16-5 are the shots. Favor of Missouri State, 13:57 to go. We came in at 12-2, and it's 16-5 now in this period. Face off to the right of Payne as you look at his left. And cleared to Bell at center. Kirby out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Over to Kinsella. He looks down in his own zone, had it taken away briefly. O'Brien is there for Missouri State. It is cleared out to center, and racing all the way down is Brackbill. Great move to get away from the check of David Mitchell. Mitchell has a shorthanded goal, scored the first goal of the season for Colorado. And it was also shorthanded back on September 14th against UNLV in the 2-1 loss. 13-13 remaining in the period. 17-5. Are the shots. Face off one. Brackbill to Chase, but he gives it up to Cooley, and Missouri State will set in their own zone. In case you're joining us late, Nikita Salnikov not playing. After he scored his goal, he came off the ice in the third period. Salnikov is out. Baldwin, Hopkins, and Heiserud are also out for Missouri State. Puck sent in on the fly by Proper, and it's held onto by Griffin. Also, if you joined us late, we just had Joe Pazanisi. He is one of the organizers of the Stanley Cup coming to Springfield next Thursday, the 10th. Go to sgfbluesday.com and you can find out about the tour. Puck sent down in low. Worked by Schreppel. Now given up to Kleinman. He crisscrosses with Schreppel. And the Ice Bears intercept. Lohman off of a skate, gets it out to center. No score, 12-16 to go in the period. Lohman. Can't get it across the line. "12 minutes remaining here in the second period. Kleinman, left side, looking for some help. Gets it right up the middle off of Kinsella's stick. Bounced out to center, and Colorado will reset. Ice Bears intercept briefly. Lohman did, and now it's bounced in right past Griffin. Lounder is there, tried to break up Kleinman. Now it's stolen from Barrett behind the net. Fighting for position is Kleinman. Taken away by Lounder with 11:20 to go. Up to Lohman. Heinrich from Sweden. Backhanded in, and the Ice Bears will line change. Barrett, the only one of the original players, still out. And Barrett almost stole the puck and moved it in front. Out to center. Here might be a break for Trunco, but intercepted and cleared out by Fuller of Missouri State. Trunco down to Kinsella. Or take that back. That's not Kinsella. That's Feliciccia. Near side. Kinsella. Been calling his name a lot. He's their captain, Joseph, from Boulder, Colorado. 6'2", 190. Kinsella waits. Trying to step around Smith. And Smith will intercept with 10:33 to go. It's cleared out to center. 17-6 of the shots. Here's Saunders, who steals the puck, looking for Sollenbach. Saunders waits, Fuller gives it up to him. Fanned on the shot. Saunders with the follow-up shot save. Rebound, and another opportunity was denied by Payne as it went right through the crease. Smith, as he looked back behind him, was able to clear the puck. Back in the Missouri State zone for Fuller to regroup. Fuller near side. Ice Bears with some possession problems as they cough it up. But it's set right back up again. 9:46 to go in the period. Puck cleared out. Intercepted by Jacoby. He's also an assistant captain. Almost stolen by Mitchell. Racing hard down is Davis on the left side. Still with it. Left face-off dot. Gets it over to the right. Working it as proper. Drive in. Save. Rebound. Loose. Save again as Griffin makes the save on Kirby's attempt, and it is cleared out to center. Racing all the way down is Jacoby for Colorado. Puck cleared back in. Griffin to the far side. Trying to work it to Mackey. He's got it. Tipped in front. And getting tripped up is Mitchell. No penalty. Play continues. Now Mitchell behind the net for Colorado. No score here in the second period. We're more than halfway through. Up the middle. It is all the way down. This should not be an icing. And it's not. It was Colorado who sent their own puck down to their own zone. Now the Buffaloes with it. Off to Mackey. Across the line to Sweeney. Down in low for Brown of Missouri State. Off the boards to Barbin, who intercepts. Now taken by Mackey. Shot down in low. Brown to grab. Brackbill to help out. And moved along by Kelly. And offside as the Ice Bears moving into the zone a little bit too soon. Having trouble with it was Alex Rubin. And he caused the offside. I was wondering why the Ice Girls were standing next to me. They're throwing out pucks. That's a new thing we have here. That's always fun. As coming in off the draw was Bell, and a save by Payne. Puck stays in the zone, but it's intercepted and taken away by Hansen. Here's Kleinman. He waits, gives it over to Hansen. Drop down in low, tried to bank it off the cage, and it comes out up top. Worked by McIntosh. Flipped by Hansen, and here come the Ice Bears. A little bit too far for O'Brien. It's going to be an icing call. No. Not enough oomph. Ice Bears with it. Fans getting impatient. They're yelling, "Let's go Bears" now. Lounder lost it. It's kicked out to center. Cross ice to the right side to Kleinman. He waits. Nice move around Craig. Kleinman shoots and scores! The first goal of the hockey game at 7:21 remaining of the period. And it goes to Colorado. And what a move to get around Greg. That was one of the best ones you're going to see. Just a nifty move to get around the Ice Bears defenseman. And we'll take a look at it here. Well, Dandel, it's okay. It's okay, Dandel. It's been a while. I haven't put you to work in what, 5 years? Something like that? 4? 3? 4 or 5. That's okay. So his first of the season goes to Kleinman. And we'll get the call from Kevin Thurl in a moment. But it is 1-0 Colorado. .6:58 remaining in the period. Trunco tries to split the defense. Smith is there. And is able to clear it.
University of Colorado goal scored by number 8, Thomas Kleinman, assisted by number 29, Brendan Hansen, and number 2, Joseph Kinsella. Time of the goal at 12:39 of the second period. Scored by number 8, assisted by number 29 and number 2.
So a 1-0 lead here in this game for Colorado, and Trunco is able to steal the puck. So Missouri State slowing things down, and I think a little bit too slow here in this second period. Sullivan works it around. Gets it to the top. Left side to Cato. Now left face-off dot. It hits a skate, stays in as Jacoby is able to keep it in low to Trunco. Lost it to Smith of Missouri State. He rims it around the boards, past Barrett, and it's all the way out. And all the way down, no icing. Oh, a lead pass coming off in front is Mitchell. He shoots and a save and a rebound, but we're going to get a penalty. It's a slashing call against Missouri State as a bad change for Missouri State led to a good opportunity for Mitchell, and Brackbill is going to go for slashing. It'll be the first power play for the Buffaloes. On the power play, 5 for 30, 16.7%. Missouri State on the penalty kill, 3 for 16, 81.3%. They're going to have to kill this one. Puck sails high off the initial shot by Davis. Keegan Davis, that is. Behind the net, Davis races for it. Mitchell is there. Poked away from Brett Houston of Missouri State. Brown for the Ice Bears. He's trying to move Davis away from the puck. Pushes him down, and Brown's there to keep going. It comes to the left side now. A blast by Kinsella misses wide. Worked by McIntosh. Kinsella high slot. Still with it. Working it to Davis. Right side. From McIntosh. Through Kinsella and high up to the left side and finally cleared. 5 minutes to go in the second period. 1:10 remaining in the power play. And a 1-0 lead for Colorado. Kinsella. Right side. Across the line. Davis, and nobody there, so it's out to center. Line change for Colorado. Ice Bears Lounder is able to clear it, and he gets it to the jumping on the ice, Sollenbach. Nobody there for Missouri State as they complete their change, but here comes Colorado. Kinsella waits for the trailer. That's Jacoby. He shoots. He scores! 5-hole of Griffin, and it's 2-0 Colorado. The Ice Bears seemed to slow things down a little bit, and I think it was too slow. This one another 5-hole shot. And we'll catch the call from Kevin Thurl once again. But it is 2-0 on the 10th shot for Colorado here in the second period. Four minutes remaining in the period.
The University of Colorado goal scored on the power play by number 20, Ben Zion Jacoby, assisted by number 28, Kyle Cato. Time of the goal at 15:40 of the second period, scored on the power play by number 20, assisted by number 28.
So Jacoby gets it. And Cato with the assist. And it's 2-0. Well, Dan, you've heard me say it many times. You break it down, you got to get a goal at least in the next minute and a half. So we'll see what the Ice Bears can do as they trail 2-0. And I didn't say it earlier. I was about to say a slow game is not going to favor Missouri State. They're a run-and-gun type team, and it was slowed down a lot. Now we get a puck deflected as Houston gets the shot up and out of play. Coming up at the second period intermission, a replay of a talk with the Ice Bears' newest player and Jack Brackbill. A 2-0 lead. Here comes Mackey, sends it right through. The Ice Bears not accustomed, at least on their home ice, to be trailing. Puck off the side of the net, save Griffin, rebound, cleared out. And sent back in on a delayed offside. And they're going to bring the face-off to center ice. The officials, Don Arias and Jason Carrera, are the referees. C.J. Lutgemeyer and Rich Palo are the linesmen. Good to see C.J. out there. I used to play men's league with him, and he kind of disappeared, and I know why. It's to get his stripes. Puck back down into the Missouri State zone. Racing hard is Lounder. Schreppel is there to poke it away from him. And Fuller with a pass. Goes to Kelly. Off of his stick. 2:05 to go in the period. You get one here, it's a different hockey game. But we all know that a 2-goal lead is the worst lead to have in hockey. In fact, 4 goals is. Just ask San Jose. Smith has it taken away through Hansen's skates. Now we got a player down. Back behind the play, but it continues. That player down and getting up and skating okay is Kleinman for Colorado. Kinsella works free. Waits, shoots, save Griffin, and he'll hold on with 1:30 to go in the period. So face-off in the Missouri State zone to the left of Griffin, right as you look at it. Trunco and Matty, both number 91s to take the draw. It's won by Colorado. And a shot off the side of the net by Trunco. Fans reacted behind the net. They saw the net move, but it was not in. Now we get Chris Brown pushing along the boards with Feliciccia. And here come the Ice Bears, 2-on-2, 1:10 that is, to go. Shot by Lohman blocked. And back down into the Missouri State end of the ice. 53 seconds remaining. Sullivan steals. Oh, and Sullivan gets hit. We're going to get a penalty. A penalty is going to be called against Brown. Or is it Lohman? Oh, maybe that's not what I looked at earlier. But Lohman's going to go. We'll see just exactly what that was. Oh, is Lohman coming from behind? Okay. Good call. So Lohman gets called. I was looking at Brown, and I knew Brown hadn't done anything. But it is a power play now. With 46 seconds left in the period, that carries on into period 3. Puck flipped up high, back off the glass. Gregg chasing it. Gregg fighting with Mitchell. 33 seconds. Puck cleared. Shots 19-11. They still favor Missouri State. But on the scoreboard, it's a different story. Kleinman his first, and Jacoby his first. Up high, Kinsella has to go through a lot of skates, so he's going to move everybody and gets a shot off and a save by Griffin, as skating right through was Kirby. 5.5 seconds left. And off the draw, the Ice Bears win it. Houston will hold on to the puck, and that'll do it for the second period.
And at the end of the second period of play, it's the University of Colorado Buffaloes leading your Ice
At the end of two, it's 2-0 in favor of the University of Colorado. 10 shots on Griffin in the second period, two-period total of 12. 7 on Grant Payne, two-period total of 19 for Missouri State. The only 2 goals in the period for Colorado. Kleinman gets his first.
Just a few points about them. They're located off of South Campbell, and they are Springfield's premier barber shop, offering precision haircuts, beard trims, waxes,
And we'll see
and all kinds of products.
if we can get a look at this one.
You can visit them anytime. They're open Tuesday through Saturday.
No, not able to get a good look at that one, even zooming it up, but that was the first goal. We'll see if we can fix that one for you. That one at 12:39 to make it a 1-0 game. And then Jacoby, his first on the power play, 15:40. Cato with the assist. And Colorado has the lead here in the second intermission. Power plays right now, the Buffaloes are 1 for 2. Missouri State does not have one. There was coincidental minors, and the only penalty to the Buffaloes to Sweeney was coincidental. So we will take a break, and when we come back, have a talk with Jack Brackbill of Missouri State. We'll do that in moments. After 40, it's 2-0 Colorado over Missouri State.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
Back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Steve Cass and Dan Dell. Before we get to the interview with Jack Brackbill, Dan Dell joining us here. And Dan, that second period, I mentioned it to you, and I know if you could have talked back to me, you would have, but it just seemed like that second period was getting a little bit too slow, and for Missouri State, it was a little suspect.
Right, and that's something you kind of have to worry about with only 2 shots from the opposing team in the first period. You kind of wonder from Griffin's perspective if that was potentially harmful because he wasn't seeing a lot of shots, which granted, I would argue Colorado had the best chance in that first period with Kinsella's shot from the point that rang off the bar. And you got to watch out for him the rest of the night because he's been manning that power play. And if you're Missouri State, the one power play opportunity that Colorado had, they scored on, and they'll have to kill off another one going into this third period.
Yeah, let's not mention, I think the one you're talking about too, is the shot that hit the mask of the Ice Bears goaltender Griffin and then off the crossbar. That was a hard shot to do that, and I don't think it did anything to Griffin to shake his confidence or anything like that. But is the confidence of Missouri State shaken right now? They're going to have to deal with a penalty coming up, a power play for Colorado in the third period, but at this point it's 2-0. You got to get one.
You got to get one before you get the second one, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, Steve, with the pace slowing down a little bit. A lot of those first period chances came off the odd man rush for Missouri State. Now, granted, give credit where credit's due with Colorado's defense. They've kept the the play primarily to the outside, and Payne, like you said, has been seeing the puck very well. He's been center with his shots, and what I've noticed the most with Missouri State shots is a lot of them are hitting him direct center crest in his chest, and like you said, that is the sign of a goalie that's on top of his game.
Well, we'll try to see if they can be on top of the game in the third period. We'll take the break and come back and talk to Jack Brackbill in just a moment. Still 2-0 in favor of Colorado. Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
We're back at MediaCom Ice Park. Steve Casson now talking with Jack Brackbill of Missouri State, the freshman out of Peoria, Illinois, 5'10", 165. And that's a little misnomer. People look at that and they say, oh, he's an easy guy to get around, or he's not that tough, and you've proven otherwise.
Yeah, I always got to lay the body out there.
So you get out there, it's your first time to play ACHA Division I hockey. What have you learned thus far in such a short season?
Oh, what I learned so far is, man, it's a very physical sport up here. I mean, it's a lot different from the AAA where I played in Chicago. I mean, all these guys out here laying bodies, man, they're fast too. You always got to keep them out to the outside. And, yeah, it's just I noticed it was a lot more physical than I was used to. And that's not good. It's good, but, like, I like a nice physical game.
So it changes some of the things that you normally do because you have to kind of look for that physicality, but you also have to make sure you're in control of the puck. You know, there's a lot of different things. What has changed maybe once you got here that you realized, okay, I'm doing this, but I can't do that anymore?
Yeah, what I noticed is you have a little more time than you think. I think on the wing, our team, we've been throwing the puck to the middle. I think we have a little more time than we think in the D zone, and I think if we figure that out, it'll help us improve on the season.
Obviously not having a chance to get on the ice beginning the season, a little tough. That first game, a 6-2 loss.
Yep.
I know you guys did 2 weeks worth of cardio on the cycles, but that doesn't compare to getting out there and playing hockey.
No, it doesn't compare at all. I mean, it helped a little, but I mean, you don't realize how out of shape you are until you play that first game. And obviously, we weren't prepared, but we've been practicing a lot now, and I think we're looking good. So.
And of course, Iowa State last weekend, fantastic. Pull that 2-0 win off. Do you think at this point that's the best that this hockey club has been able to play?
Yeah, so far this season, I do believe the second game of Iowa State was the best game we've played, and we looked really good, and we only can improve from there.
Jack Brackbill is joining us here on Web Sports Radio. And, Jack, what brought you to Missouri State?
I was always confused. I didn't really want to go the junior routes. I kept wanting playing hockey, though, and I knew ACHA was the move for me. And I'm a construction major, and they have a very good program here. So I was doing some research, and I found out the hockey team was really well. So I texted Coach Law, and we've been going from here ever since.
Now, of course, juniors-wise, did you know him through juniors?
No, I didn't. I actually emailed him when I found the hockey team on Missouri State's website, and I told him my background. He said, we'd love to have you come to a summer skate. I came to a summer skate. Then I made the team and tryouts. So
that's obviously got to be a good thing. You make the team, you're ready to go, and now you're playing. You're a full-fledged member. It's not like in juniors where if you don't make the cut or make the grade or the coach doesn't like you, you're gone someplace else.
Right.
I mean, it's a good thing in a sense because you're here, you're playing school, but the other alternative is you're still here at school, but you're not on the team anymore.
Yeah, right.
And so now obviously it's a different scenario. And in reality, if you theoretically, the way a club sport works is if you come out and want to play on the team, you theoretically are there. The difference is where you're going to be. You're going to fit in Division I, you're going to fit in Division III. And, of course, you made the Division I squad. And it's tough because not much turnover this past season.
Right. So, yeah, that's I didn't want to lose the locker room. The locker room is my favorite part. So I was like, all right, I want to play college hockey. If ACHA is the one for me, then let's do it. So
now, of course, Coach has you kind of on a situation where he's still trying to, I guess, in a sense, trying to figure you out. Right around the third line is where he has you right now. So
third, fourth line, yeah. I'm all right with that, though, because the fourth line, that's where all the energy comes from. You gotta lay the body. You gotta get pucks to the net, and that's what I like to do here. So. And
I don't know if you followed the team last year, but last year the fourth line in Nationals was the line. It was the go-to line.
Yep. The fourth liners are all the underdogs, man. They can make anything happen anytime during the game.
Jack Brackbill is joining us of Missouri State. So what do you do to get ready for a game?
Well, usually I get a good stretch in, maybe a little jog around the rink or something, and then usually got my headphones in, of course. But usually it's all mental for me before the game. But I like to get, like I said, a good stretch, and then about 25, 30 minutes before the game I start to get dressed. And, it's all mental.
Is there any traditions? I know there's ways to get ready, ways to stretch, but is there anything that you've done maybe since you were a kid that you still instill when you're playing hockey?
So when my AAA team in Chicago went to Nationals one year, I've been getting dressed the same way ever since that Nationals trip. So I always tie my skate loops 3 times before I put them on. There's a couple rituals I do before the game, but like I said, I like to keep it simple.
One of the things you talk about skate loops, and I had found out from somebody who was a Canadian, on a way to tie your skates on one side, so all you have to do is open that one side and get your boot out. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
And once I found that out, oh my gosh, it was so much easier to get your boot on because it just to do it like you would tie a tennis shoe takes forever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Especially since when I untie my skates, so I undo the loops like down 2 or 3, so it makes it pretty easy.
One of the things that's always amazed me, of course, I'm a goalie, so it takes a little bit longer to get your equipment on, but one of the things that amazes me is you've got warm-ups in 10 minutes, and half the guys aren't even dressed yet. How do you guys do that?
I mean, it depends on the guys, though. Some of the guys like to get dressed 10 minutes before the game. It's just part of the routine, and if you can get dressed 10 minutes before the game, like maybe you get an extra 20 minutes of stretching in. That's not how I like to go, though. I usually get dressed 20, 25 minutes before the game, so I'm not rushed or anything.
Of course, from Peoria, Illinois. So, are the Blues your favorite team?
Oh, I don't know about that. I always played AAA in Chicago, so I'm pretty close with the Blackhawks. But hey, if the Blackhawks don't make a playoff run, I'm always rooting for the Blues.
Well, you're going to have to deal with things right now, obviously, because of the fact that the Blues are the Stanley Cup champion. And one of the things that's going to be nice is the Cup will make its tour through Springfield coming up on the 10th of October. And rumor has it, you guys might be able to touch that thing.
That's sweet. I'm ready for it. That would be a good time.
Blackhawks are your favorite then?
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite player?
Oh, Patrick Kane. I like Patrick Kane. Just the way his style of play is just unbelievable to me. He's always in some area where the puck's not, the open area. He's always got the puck on his stick, and when he does have the puck on his stick, he makes something amazing happen, and it's unreal.
Jack Brackbill is joining us from Missouri State. Are there any things that you want to do personally, things that at the end of the season you want to say, okay, I accomplished X?
Well, all the guys I think won a national championship here, so I think maybe that's our goal. I never got one playing AAA, and I'm working to get it for the past 3 years now. And man, if I got it here, that'd be amazing. And I'm sure all the guys would love it too.
Jack Brackbill of Missouri State is joining us. And Jack, you said construction management. So what do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I've worked at a construction company most of my life now. I got some good family friends that own one, and I've been around it my whole life, so I want to be a project manager. So it's a good degree. I mean, a lot of it's demanding too. A lot of people are starting to go into it. So
as a project manager, I used to do construction too, and I was a a construction manager in that whenever the deliverables are there, I would double check, make sure everything's good, make sure all the finishes, everything that was on the architect's drawings were set up right. That's obviously a little bit different than if you're going to be a foreman or something like that. But it is a very tough industry because you're the guy. It's like the goalie. You're the guy that they're going to look to, and it's your head if things aren't right.
Exactly. And I mean, it might be a lot of pressure, but I love to have the office work and the hands-on work on the construction site. So, I mean, I've been doing it most of my life now, and I love it. So,
Jack Brackbell is with us. You have any siblings?
I have one brother, and he's an accountant major at Northern University in Illinois. So, and he's 23 years old, and he got married about 2 years ago, actually. So,
does he play hockey?
He used to until the Peoria team didn't have a U18 hockey Central States hocky team, so he quit, and then he went to go play baseball at a community college in Illinois. So, yeah. How I started playing hockey was from my brother.
Really? So when you guys played, who was better?
Oh man, we've had so many one-on-ones on ice hockey, like in the winter. I always say I'm better, but I don't know.
Jack Brackbell is with us. Did you play out on a frozen pond when you were young?
Oh yeah, of course. Every day we'd be out there. Every day.
Do you remember the first time you got out?
On the frozen pond?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, I had to be little. Maybe we got this pond where I live like 4 minutes from us, so we're out there every winter. So, I don't know. I would say probably like 5 or 6 I started getting out on the frozen ice. So, yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
It's a lot of fun. The cool thing about doing it is if you need to zam, you just move.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we have four-wheelers, and we usually have snow plows on the front, so we make ourselves a little rink, and then we get like a wet towel or like a hose on the back of the four-wheeler and spray it down, let it sit overnight, and then when you go out there in the morning, like 8 o'clock, it's perfect ice, man. You can't ask for anything better than that.
It's always fun, and a lot of people say, well, it's too cold to do anything.
No, it's not too cold. If you're moving around, if you're playing, it's not too cold at all. You won't even feel it.
Now, have you ever played on suspect ice, meaning did you ever get close to falling in?
Ooh, I mean, it was usually pretty thick every time we went out there, but like towards the shore and stuff, I mean, yeah, you'd get some cracking, but nothing too serious. We always checked it before we went out just to make sure, but yeah, usually it gets pretty thick where I live, the ice. So
Jack Brackbell is joining us. Jack, do you remember the goal that sticks out in your mind the most?
I do. It was actually last year. So it was last year. We were playing a Detroit team, and we were down 2-0, and there was like a minute left, and my coach puts me out there, and we score a goal within like 20 seconds of the shift, and he's like, all right, stay out there. So we stay out there, we go down, and we score another goal within 20 seconds, and then so it's tied up 2-2, and it goes into overtime, and nobody scores in overtime, then it goes into a shootout. He goes, Brackbill, get out there. So I went down there, and I actually won in the shootout. So I had all 3 of the goals within literally 15 minutes of the game, and it was a good experience, and it was fun in the locker room after. So yeah, that was last year too. So it was a good memory.
So the question is, did you have any penalties?
No, I didn't have any penalties at all.
So not the Gordie Howe hat trick.
No, it was just two goals off a rebound. And then the shootout goal, I just went low left side, and it worked out. So
that's definitely a game to remember.
Oh, yeah, it was a good game to remember.
Well, now you're with Missouri State, so hopefully more to remember and hopefully more goals, too,
oh, yeah,
as you continue your season here with Missouri State.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
Jack Brackbill, thanks. And we just got finished with the interview with Jack Brackbill as we're underway here in the third period. Missouri State skating from the left to the right and Colorado from the right to the left. Still 1 minute now remaining as the clock rolls in the power play for Colorado. Lohman sitting in the box now for 55 seconds. It'll be Kinsella for the Buffaloes out of his own zone, working it to McIntosh on the left side across the line into the Ice Bears zone. Looking for someone to center to, instead drops it back. 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Far side, Mitchell. He's there, it's pumped out and not able, and he tried to make this work. So Matt Matty lost his stick. He was skating by the bench. They threw him a stick as he was trying to catch up with the puck, and he dropped the stick, and all for naught. Meanwhile, the power play has 16 seconds. That drop stick is still Cooley's to pick up, and he grabs it. It's out to center. Flipped right back in. The Ice Bears are onside, though. Power play has 3 seconds remaining, and now it is over. 8:50 to go in the third period. Missouri State trails by 2. And Cooley steals the puck, gets a shot in right on the goal line as Payne was back deep in the net. Puck cleared all the way down, no icing. It's in the Missouri State end. Only goals. Kleinman is first in the second period at 12:39. Then on the power play at 15:40, Jacoby. And that's been it. And that one went 5-hole on Griffin. Missouri State at the blue line. Still not able to grab it. Bounces past Cooley and comes to Feliciccia. Kicked out in front of the Missouri State bench. Group of players there. Feliciccia will send it in and go for a line change. Got it in on goal, so it'll be held on to by Griffin. 17:54 to go in the period. 2-0 favor of Colorado.
Your MasterCard has been found and is located upstairs at the merchandise booth for your retrieval. Lena Lampson, your MasterCard has been found and is located upstairs at the merchandise booth.
17:54 to go in the period. Face-off in the Missouri State zone. Dan Lee, who's watching at home, knows I always say this. If you break it down, you got to get 2 goals every 8 minutes or so. 8.5. Ice Bears able to steal it at their own line. Sent out by Jason Kelly. And Colorado, with some good defense, able to send it back to the Missouri State zone. The Ice Bears cough it up. Comes right up the middle. Taken away by Jordan Bratton. He's able to kick it out into the Colorado zone. Rubin is there. Drop down in low. Comes up the middle. Nobody there. The Ice Bears were changing late. Taken away by Kleinman. He does have a goal in today's game. Kleinman breaks free left side. He shoots, and it missed wide. Corralling in a Schreppel. He gets a shot off save. Griffin rebound in front. Score! Second goal for Kleinman. And it's 3-0. Missouri State with a late change. It allowed the rush in. And Kleinman, who was getting hooked, was able to get the second effort rebound and poke it home. This one at 3:04 here in the third period. Second goal of the season for Kleinman. Face-off will come down into the Colorado zone. Ice Bears win it. Brown with a shot. It's blocked. Barrett. He's hit up high. Maddie comes in. Brown's there. Shot in, a pad save. Maybe a blocker save combination by Payne. Puck to Maddie. Off of his skate. Backhands it in. Payne's there. It's loose. Barrett. Shot. Save. Rebound. Up the middle. Brackbill blocked. Brackbill again. It's blocked again by the same person who's down. That's Mackey. And now there was no whistle, and Barrett was in there and poking at the puck. He had the right to poke at the puck because there was no whistle, and somebody took exception to that. Now it's O'Brien who's on the ground for Missouri State. And it looks like That's Van Lankner. And what are we going to get out of all this? The officials are talking to the captains. We'll see if we can take another look at this. Keep in mind, there was no whistle. So we'll go back just a little bit. This is the entire series here, where the puck was loose. Couple of opportunities. Brackville with the first shot. The second shot hits the same man who's down. He's still on the ice. There's no whistle. And then when Barrett came in to poke the puck away, then everything ensues. We'll see if we can take a look at it and shorten this series down. So right here is where things start. Yeah, there we can see Barberin with a butt end. A spear, well, more of a butt end than anything. And I don't know if the officials are going to look at that one or not. So they're still discussing things. And still no indication from the officials, although you gotta love our new vantage point. We can see right into the penalty box area. And it looks like on the scoring, they're giving Sweeney the goal. So while they're doing that, let's look at that last goal and see if that is indeed correct. There's a cross-ice shot. And no, they're going to have to change that. That is Sweeney who got that. Or I mean Kleinman, sorry. Number 8, Kleinman, not Sweeney. Officials are still discussing things. We know a couple of players have gone to the locker room. Just who they are, I don't know at this point. Let's see if we can see. .18 to go in the period. And head coach Jeremy Law discussing things with the officials.
Scored by number 3, Jarrett Pedersen. Assisted by number 8, Thomas Kleinman. And by number 27, Quinn Schrappel. Time of the goal at 3:03 of the third period. Scored by number 3. Assisted by number 8 and number 27.
So, as I mentioned, they're calling it Sweeney's goal. It's not Sweeney's goal. So there is 5 minutes up on the board, and Let's see what that is. It's still not been announced. But there is a 5-minute major to Barrett, and I have to disagree with that. So we'll hear from Kevin Thurrow, the public address announcer, just exactly why, but it's a goal immediately. 9 seconds in, Colorado scores. I'm sure there's going to be some arguments here because, again, I never heard a whistle. Right off the draw. And it'll be Mitchell's goal. This one is a power play goal. So they are 2 for 3 actually on the power play. We know Barrett, let's catch the call.
Colorado University, Max Van Lacker, and Missouri State, Zane O'Brien, both 4-minute roughing double minors and a 10-minute misconduct. Both 4-minute minors for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Also to Missouri State, number 12, Travis Barrett, a 5-minute major for spearing and a disqualification. 5-minute major for spearing and a disqualification. Served by number 11, Henrik Lohman. Time in the penalties at 3:42 of the third period.
So they obviously missed the other butt end. But they get Barrett. And Mitchell gets the power play goal. Shots 22-14, but Colorado leads 4-0 on the scoreboard. That one coming at 3. Well, 2 actually. Let's see if we can get this right. And they score again. Another power play goal. Because of the way it works out. Colorado is now 3 for 3 on the power play. They've scored 3 power play goals. Still no indication on the penalties, and now Sollenbach gets mixed up. 2:33 remaining.
The University of Colorado goal scored by number 29, Brendan Hansen, assisted by number 23, Duncan McIntosh, and number 19, Keegan Davis. Time of the first goal at 3:51 of the third period, scored on the power play by number 29, assisted by number 23 and number 19. On the second goal, scored by number 29, Brendan Hansen, assisted by number 28, Kyle Cato. Time of the goal at 5:47, scored on the power play of the third period, scored by number 29, assisted by number 28.
So they're going to give Hansen both of those goals, apparently. And it's finally cleared out to center. So apparently Hansen gets goal 4 and 5, both on the power play. No, it's actually Mitchell. Mitchell with the first goal. So all this is getting finally corrected here. That's his second of the season. Hansen gets goal number 5. And now 1 minute remaining in the power play. 5-minute major. .12:02 to go in the period. 41 seconds remaining. And Missouri State, who's already short defensively. Sam Heiser wrote, not with the team tonight. And Nikita Salnikov not in the lineup. And if Missouri State doesn't change things around here, in 11:37, Colorado will get their first win of the season. Puck out to center, across the line to Rubin. He breaks free, and Rubin lost everything. And now he gets hit. We're going to get a penalty. Lohman with a hit, and now we get sticks flying. This one's getting out of hand. There's an angry bunch of Bears right now. And I don't get it. Okay, well, Colorado is going to have 2 additional players. Missouri State gets, or 2 players. Missouri State gets 1. No, they don't. All right, this is crazy. 3 in for Colorado, 2 in for Missouri State. Failure to blow the whistle has led to all this. So before all this happened, Missouri State had 7 penalties, 35 minutes. The Buffaloes had 3 penalties, 16 minutes. Now the Ice Bears have a power play. This is their first. We'll catch the calls in a second, but this is their first power play of the game. Bell shot right through and held on to by Payne. So if you joined us late, a 5-minute major assessed to Barrett. And I don't know if they gave him the spearing when he tried to move the puck when the player was on top of it, but there was no whistle. None. Ice Bears work the power play. And of course now it's kind of led to a total breakdown of things here. 10:28 to go. Cooley's there. Brown. High slot to Bell. Brown again, tipped in front. Goes wide. Bell to the point. Holds it in. It's out, and here might be a break. Schreppel right side. Bell catches up. Truppel drops it in low.
On the play to University of Colorado number 2, Joseph Kinsella. 2 minutes for interference. 2-minute minor for interference. To University of Colorado number 18, Tyler Barbin, and number 3, Jarrett Pedersen, both roughing double minor, 4 minutes with a 10-minute misconduct. To the Missouri State Bears, number 11, Henrik Lohman, and to number 79, Alex Rubin, both 4-minute double minors for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Time of all penalties at 8:49 of the third period.
And again, 3 is Sweeney tonight. It's not Pedersen. Here comes Saunders. He's going to walk in, moved wide. 9:12 remaining. And the power play is over. Here comes an opportunity for Kinsella. And Bailey Stevens is in nets now. Stevens makes the save. Puck gets flipped up and out of play. So new goaltender for Missouri State. I don't know if he came in at the 5:47 mark or not, which meant 14-13 left in the game. I'm going to assume that he did. Don't forget, we have the Ice Bears Coaches Show coming up tonight live from Civil Kitchen and Tap in downtown Springfield. It'll be on Jock 98.7 FM in Springfield or radiospringfield.com. Puck up the middle, Bratton with a drive. We're going to get a penalty. And it's getting chippy now. Proper is going to go. And now Bratton is angry. Dan Dale, I wish you could talk to me. I know you had mentioned about the fact that you were looking over some of the stats, and a couple of games that you had noticed had several high penalties. And it's happening here. Eight penalties, 46 minutes for the Buffaloes. For Missouri State, $11 penalties, 63 minutes. If you joined us late, this is what kind of started all the penalties here. Just a fracas early on. So here we go with Saunders. Over to Bell. He shoots, tipped in front. Cooley, and a save by Payne.
Penalty on the play to University of Colorado number 4, Brett Robinson. A 5-minute major and disqualification for head contact. A 5-minute major and disqualification for head contact. Time of the penalty at 11:40 of the third period. Served by number 27, Quinn Schrappel.
So that is Austin Proper, apparently.
Austin Proper. Austin Proper with the major on head contact.
Well, there's the official word. 7:20 remaining. Here in what is a game that has gotten out of hand. It is a 5-minute major. But the Ice Bears with Cooley. Shoots and it's blocked. Bell with it. Missouri State is shorthanded. What I mean by that personnel-wise, they don't have Nikita Salnikov, and they're down a couple of defensemen. Fans yelling, "Let's go Bears." Puck is taken and cleared. 3:30 remaining in the power play. So out of his own zone is Matt Matty. Breaks free, right side. Matty shot wide. Smith. He'll still get control. Smith waits, he shoots, save, rebound, loose, and it's poked away from Payne. As he tried to cover it, Kelly's there, and it is back in the Missouri State zone where Bailey Stevens will hold on to it. .604 remaining. .555 to go. 2:33 remaining in the power play. Bratton behind the net. To Chris Brown. He'll work it. Deflected behind. In case you joined us late, it's been all Colorado. 3 power play goals. Kleinman, Jacoby, Kleinman again, Mitchell and Hansen. Blast in, score! Brett Houston winds off from the right point, and he breaks the shutout. It's 5-1. This is a power play goal. So fans are happy with this on Houston's goal. The contingent that has remained here, able to see Brett Houston just wind up and chuck it home. See if we can take a look at it here. Now that's the tail end of things. Straight through by Houston. And Missouri State works the power play again. We'll catch the call from Kevin Thurl. That is Houston's first goal of the season. Now they work it again with 1:36 remaining. Brown.
Ice Bears goal, his first of the season, scored by number 5, Brett Houston. Assisted by number 9, Jordan Bratton. And by number 18, Chris Brown. Time of the goal at 14:34 of the third period. Scored on the...
So that's the power play goal. Now there's 1:09 remaining. Here is Cooley. He shoots. He scores! So Hunter Cooley gets his second of the season, and Cooley has scored in 3 games against Colorado. 2 in a row, in fact. And Missouri State, I don't know if there's a lot left in the tank, but they're giving it a go here. This one is a power play goal. And we'll take a look at this one here as Cooley just snaps it home over the glove of Payne. Coming at 15:35. So the Ice Bears are 2 for 2 on the power play. Now watch out. You still have another 105. You get another power play here. A power play goal, that is. And things might change.
Missouri State goal scored by number 24, Hunter Cooley. Assisted by number 18, Chris Brown. And by number 16, Josh Bell. Time of the goal at 16:35, scored on the power play by number 24.
So the Ice Bears now with 30 seconds remaining in the power play. And at 15:35, the time of the goal. So the power play has 26 seconds. A swarm of Bears, they have pulled the net. Or they pulled the goalie, that is, for an empty net, and it's sent all the way down, no icing. There's 17 seconds left. No goaltender. He has been pulled. So Missouri State playing the risk here. They get the extra attacker out. Now across the line. Working it is Jason Kelly. Kelly to the trailer. It's broken up, and shooting for the empty net was Davis. It went wide, but we do get an icing because the power play has expired. So Missouri State is down 5-2. 3:16 to go in the third period. There has been a lot going on in this hockey contest. From penalties to fights to disqualifications to power play goals to all sorts of strange stuff. Ice Bears work the puck now as they keep it in. Brown shoots, tipped wide. Cooley behind the net. In front, looking on a backhander. It is taken away and held in the zone. Now cleared out to center, and the Ice Bears will rework it. They get onside now. Working it through everybody is Davis. Saunders to chase. 2:57 remaining in the third. Kicked ahead by Bell. Hansen is there for Colorado. Brown to work it. Hansen spins around. Bell chucks it off to the middle. It goes to Brown. Shot save. Rebound. And it's still loose. Where is it? It's underneath a player. It continues to be live. Here is Cooley. Gets it to the point. Brackbell. He shots. It's blocked. Gets in low to Cooley. Cooley fanned on it, and he was tripped. Penalty. That's why he fanned on it. He was tripped. And so Missouri State will have themselves another power play opportunity. And this is coming down to the wire here. 2:30 remaining, and Missouri State takes a timeout. In the third period, 3:04, Kleinman is second. And actually, let's double check on that, if it really was Kleinman. Let's look here in the third period. Yeah, it was Kleinman with the assist to Hansen. I wrote Kleinman twice. Then at 4:03, Mitchell with the power play goal, his second. Hansen, his fifth at 5:47. Then Houston for Missouri State at 12:34.
27, Quinn Strappel. 2 minutes for hooking at 17:30 of the third period. A 2-minute minor for hooking.
That's the call there. But Houston gets his first on the power play, and then about a minute later, Cooley gets his second. Brown with the assist along with Bell. And now the Ice Bears work the power play. 2:21. Shot in, hit the outside of the net. That one from Bell. It goes to Brown. Up to Bell, high slot. He shoots, tipped just wide. Now to Brackbell. He'll work the puck. Ice Bears, though, have to get 3 to tie. Here's a shot missing wide. To the corner and off the glass. Held in by Bell off of his glove. The Ice Bears have to reset. Empty net again. No goaltender. They've pulled. Here comes Brackbell to chase it down. Puts his man to the corner. Cooley has it off the referee, and the Ice Bears will reset. 1:50 to go. Now to Brown. He shoots it wide. Gets it to Jordy Bratton, and he'll shoot in, held on to by Payne. Well, it's kept the fans in their seats. 1:12 to go in power play number 3. See if I can catch up on the penalties here. Wouldn't you know it? 11 penalties, 63 minutes each. Here's Brown, shoots, and it inadvertently hit an Ice Bear. Rebound in front, and a save by Payne. I think it was O'Brien that the shot inadvertently hit. And Payne is slow to get up. Oh, are we going to get a penalty? Don Arias is going to the penalty box with Duncan McIntosh. Missouri State has a 2-man advantage for 106. $12 minutes, 65, 12 penalties, 65 minutes for the Buffaloes. Things getting extremely interesting now. And what are we going to get? Face-off outside. Because it's a penalty against Missouri State. So we're back even up again. It's still a power play for the Ice Bears, but with less players on the ice. It's 4-on-3. Ice Bears go to pull the goaltender again. They do. Brackbill sends it down in low, but time's running out. 1:24. Jacoby sends it to the far side. Held in by O'Brien. Now let's catch the call on the penalties, but a rebounding comes in front, and it's moved over to Brown.
To Missouri State, number 9, Jordan Bratton.
Ice Bears have it again. So Bratton with a delay of game. Now the Ice Bears work with less than a minute to go, as you heard. They move it wide, but they have to get 3 goals. Just a tie. Shot is blocked as Bell got it, and Mitchell had it come off his skate. Ice Bears reset with 47 seconds left. Brown sends it over to Bell. Off of his skate, sent down in low to O'Brien. He kicks it to the corner. Brackbill puts a hit. Brown is there. Cooley waits, shoots, glove save. Payne will hold on. 29.6 seconds remaining. So they just announced Derek Smith as the player of the game.
You can join Derek and all the rest of the Ice Bears at the Ice Bears Coaches Show every Saturday night, live from Civil Kitchen and Tap in downtown Springfield,
where we will be in about an hour and 2 minutes. Puck cleared out now into the Missouri State zone. They still have the empty net, but it is Houston to run roughshod there. 16 seconds. And Smith out of his own zone. Now we're going to get a penalty. Little too late, but the penalties come. Slashing call. And this one, though, goes against Missouri State. Houston. So power play number 4, believe it, out of all of this, the Buffaloes have. False face-off, we'll do it again. We'll go over everything for you very quickly. Unfortunately, we are going to, with less than about an hour to go, so we have to head over to Civil Kitchen and Tap. We'll have to wrap things up quick here. That'll do it for the third period. And Missouri State falls to even at 3-3. And the Colorado Buffaloes gain their first win of the season over Missouri State by a count of 5-2. Lifetime, the Buffaloes are 11-2 over Missouri State. 12:39 of the second period. Kleinman is first, Hansen and Kinsella. Then Colorado makes it 2-0 at 15:40 of the second. On the power play, Jacoby is first. Cato with the assist, 2-0. In the third period, that's when the rest of the goals come at 3:04. Kleinman is second, Hansen and Trappell make it 3-0. 4:03 power play goal. Mitchell his second. Davis with the assist, 4-0. Another power play goal. Hansen is fifth. This one coming at 5:47. Makes it 5-0. 14:34. The Ice Bears come back on the power play. Houston is first. Bratton and Brown to make it 5-1. And then it's 5-2 on the power play. 15:35. Cooley his second. Brown and Bell with the assists. I'm going to guess on the penalty minutes right now. What I've been able to discover by what I've heard and added up. 13 penalties, 67 minutes for Missouri State. 12 penalties, 65 minutes for the Buffaloes. That may change based on what gets scored later on. Power plays, 3 for 4 for the Buffaloes. Ice Bears were 2 for 3. Again, that is a strange misnomer because there were a lot of penalties there, and that a lot of them were not offsetting. They were coincidentals. But right now, I think we may or may not, and it looks like we will, go down to Kevin Thorough.
All right, fans, we're down here on the ice with number 27, Derek Smith, tonight's Steak and Shake player of the game. And Derek, you had a great defensive effort, especially there in the first two periods. You seemed like you were just all over the ice. Was there something different in your game tonight from last night?
No, not really. I just try to stick to one game, playing tough, block shots, and just try to play defensively.
You really were impressing a lot of people out in the crowd there. They could see how hard you were hitting, how fast you were skating. And it's tough to come away with the loss, but how about that effort from the team in that last half of that third period?
Yeah, I think it was just a totally different team the last maybe 7 minutes, and I wish we would play like that for the full game, but stuff happens, so we got more games to go for, so.
And how much does it mean to have these fans behind you, even when you're down 5-0 like that, but you guys start fighting back, and these fans just don't quit on you?
Oh yeah, they're the best crowd in the league. Let's just put it as that.
All right, fans, you heard it here. Number 27, Derek Smith, tonight's Steak and Shake player of the game.
So Derek Smith wins the Steak and Shake player of the game. He's going to eat well for tonight, but we're going to get ready to eat well as we head over to our Ice Bears coaches home in Civil Kitchen and Tap. Don't forget our next broadcast, Missouri State versus the University of Alabama. That will be Friday, November 1st, right here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. We'll have the broadcast for you. I don't know if Dan Dowell will be here or not. It's a Friday night, but shaking his head, giving me the cut sign like, nope, not going to happen. So that's all right. We'll appreciate it, Dan. Thanks for doing your camera work here tonight. And I know it's kind of like a refresher course for you, but every day is a refresher course for us, isn't it? So that'll do it here from Jordan Valley Ice Park as the Ice Bears unfortunately fall by a count of 5-2. We will see you in a little less than an hour over at Civil Kitchen and Tap, radiospringfield.com if you want to tune in, and we'll also have it on Web Sports Radio. Until then, good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.